This is the Wise Guy Radio Show, a podcast dedicated to educating and inspiring through conversations with today's top talents in the world of glass. We will be dissecting their journeys in hopes to deliver actionable content that you, the artist, can start implementing now, helping you grow not only as a creative spirit, but also a successful artistic entrepreneur. With a little organization, relationship building, and your artistic ability, you can obtain greatness. Climb aboard, whether an artist, retail owner, or enthusiast. We have a ton of fun in store for you. Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show.
You're listening to the Wise Guy Radio Show.
This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by American Helix. The American Helix is a revolutionary new concept in smoking technology. Designed and manufactured by American glassblowers, this pipe is light years ahead of its time. Based on Bernoulli's principle, the shape of the pipe along with an innovative intake system creates a Venturi effect through precision microholes in the chamber, which results in a slower burn that conserves tobacco and gives a smooth, refreshing smoking experience, making the American Helix the smoothest hitting pipe on the market. For further info or to locate their products, you can find them online at AmericanHelix.com. That's AmericanHelix.com. This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by Zen Glass Studios. Located in the heart of St. Petersburg, Florida, Zen Glass has a wide range of offerings to choose from. Their menu includes one-on-one or group classes in their hot shop or flameworking studio, create your own wine glass, and so much more. If you're a traveling artist, they even have a space to rent that you can temporarily call home. With over 50 years of combined experience, Zen Glass can help you fine-tune your techniques, whether you're a novice or advanced glass artist. For their calendar of events, including info about their Third Thursday studio jams, you can contact Zen at zenglass.com. That's zenglass.com. This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is also brought to us by Mountain Glass Arts. For the month of February 2017, Mountain Glass is offering Northstar first quality rods at 30% off. Just put in the code Northstar at checkout. That's NORTHSTAR. And for all you soft glass nerds, their Creations is Messy sale, 40% off. All you have to do is put in the code MESSY at checkout. That's MESSY. And for any questions, comments, or concerns, go to mountainglass.com. That's mountainglass.com. Hey, what's happening? Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show, episode number 148. This is Jay Michael, your host, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Today's a little bit different type of show. We're doing a little short but good one featuring at Jay Stacks on Instagram. Him and his dude at Earl Chamo. He goes by at ERRLCHAMO. These two guys are putting on the first collector's show coming up here in February. It's called the 1K Show, where each rig item piece of glass that's for sale is priced at $1,000. They run the gamut on tons of artists coming in, artists that make pieces that are worth $10,000, artists that make pieces that are worth a couple $100, and everybody is now on a pretty much even level playing field at price-wise at $1,000. And you get to tell the details and stuff about the show. I think it's a really fascinating concept and idea, especially the fact that here we have collectors that are now putting on shows, which, myself personally, I dig. I think the way the trends in our industry or just in the glass world are going, with the enthusiasm behind it, it's going to show that the collectors and the people that are purchasing glass, whether it's fine art or functional fine art or functional glass in general, are all about helping promote not only the glass, but also the artists involved. So I think this is really fascinating. And Jay's going to be coming on regularly on a monthly segment where we're going to be talking about his perspective and sharing kind of a yin and yang, in a sense, of our perspectives on the industry, covering everything from hype, colors, to specific items, like when we all saw the, I don't even know what the hell you want to call it, but the Q-tip jar when it first came out, and how it just went completely crazy, quick little trends, little fun little things. But we're going to get into all kind of topics and conversations about that, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a different perspective, and it's something that I definitely have been wanting to bring on the show, so I definitely hope you enjoy. And this was an interview that him and I did, just real quick, impromptu kind of deal. We both had a small window of time, so we took advantage of it and jumped on it. I had basically I think this was like 2 days after I did helped with the rebuild of the furnace over at Main Street at Disney. So I was a little brain dead, and himself also had a crazy ass week. So we both sound like zombies. But either way, he gives us some good insights into what they're doing for the show, and doesn't spill all the beans because there are some things and information coming up soon. But either way, you can find Jay on Instagram at JStax. That's JAYSTAX. And you can find his dude at Earl Chamo at ERRLCHAMO on Instagram. They will both keep you updated with all things going on with the 1K show being held down in Miami, Florida. And also, we'll have this up on the website at wiseguymedia.com/148. And also, we'll have the show notes and the links and everything else for all the info on the show. If you live in Florida or just live, within a flight of South Florida, definitely one of those kind of shows you want to go to. They had a limited number for VIPs to get in. The VIP tickets sold out immediately, and I think it's pretty badass to really show the enthusiasm going on for this show. So either way, hope you enjoy. Again, this is a shorty but a good one, and so other than that, don't forget again to go to iTunes, please, and subscribe to the show if you have not yet subscribed. You can always delete or set your phone up for automatic deletion of each episode after you listen to them so it doesn't fill up your memory on your phone. If you have a Droid, you can go on to Stitcher and leave us a review on there as well, or any of the other podcast catcher apps that are out there in the world. And don't forget also, we are now on iHeartRadio, both Androids and the iPhones and Google phones. Everybody's got the iHeartRadio app on your phone, so all you have to do is just go to iHeartRadio, go to the search, put in the Wise Guy Radio Show, and bada bing, bada boom, you can listen to the show. Pretty badass. I want to continue to thank everybody for the support and the downloads and the listens and the reviews and the responses from previous shows. So until next time, thanks again. Don't forget to go to wiseguymedia.com, subscribe to our newsletters if you're interested in being part of the family and staying up in touch with the community and newsletters and getting coupons and all kind of fun insights to the all things wise in the world of Wise Guy Media. And any other questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to contact me, info@wiseguyradio.com. That's info@WYZGUYRADIO.com. And until next time, on episode 149, which is pretty crazy. We're getting there, close to 150. I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Take care. Peace. Hey, what's up, Jay? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you, man?
Pretty good, brother. Thanks for coming on. It took us a couple days to get on here and get our schedules lined up, but I'm glad we were able to do it. And mainly brought you on today because we're going to be talking about your 1K show that you and your partner are putting out here, coming up here in February, which is, from what we understand, the first show put together by Collectors, which is pretty awesome. And we're going to also make this a regular segment as either monthly or bi-weekly. We're not really sure. We'll figure it, we were talking about pre-recording. But, yeah, man, I'm pretty pumped about it because for myself personally, I've known you for a long time, a couple of years here in Florida, and South Florida's got a huge community down there, and you guys have been supportive of my glass for a long damn time, so I'm definitely appreciated to that.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Just to the South Florida community because you guys really blew Florida up like fucking crazy. So.
Yeah, I think it was one of the fastest. I mean, Colorado definitely blew up, and honestly, the whole glass scene did. So
yeah,
but Florida definitely is and still is a pretty hot spot.
Yeah, definitely, man. So before we get too sidetracked, if you want to just kind of give us some insights on to basically how you were introduced into the community and into glass.
I believe it was about 2008. Maybe 2009, I started. I think I found glasspipes.org because I couldn't get access to Borough Market at the time. You had to be you had to have an invitation or be an artist. It was real exclusive. So I think I started. Yeah, I was on glasspipes.org, and I remember the very first thing I saw, man, was Gates and Marble, Gates and Recco. He puts these amazing universe marbles together, pieces. They're astounding,
Yeah, they're gnarly.
and it blew my mind. And coming from Florida, and for those that don't know, I mean, Florida's a really big aerospace state, so I've just always, been into that. So when I saw that someone was able to put a universe into glass, that blew my mind, and I instantly just fell in love with it. I've always had a collector's mindset, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
collecting stuff as a kid, and I kind of find that being a trend too with glass collectors. They always started with something else, but this is probably my favorite medium I've ever collected because it's the variety is so wide, but it's all kind of in the same thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. It's pretty cool. Did so from the marbles, did you get into getting straight into pipes, or did you start collecting pendants or any other kind of glass?
Yeah, it was mostly I got some marbles. Millies were probably my favorite because they were really cheap to buy. There was a lot. They were so cool. There was so much image. It was
Hmm.
crazy to see so much glass that was able to be put in such a small little image. So much detail. And I loved buying those. Pipes I got into probably like a year or two later. I mean, I was always buying pipes, but nothing too crazy or heady. Probably some of the classic name brands like Sovereignty and stuff. I think I had a King stem line I broke. Um, but I don't know what my first heady was, to be honest with you. I don't even remember. I remember I bought my first dyno. I had followed Elbow for a long time. He's a good friend of mine. I bought that piece, and that was probably one of my first real sets I bought. I had a few pieces before that from other artists, but that one I had gotten a few matching pendants and stuff to go with the piece. So
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a fun
that was,
thing too, like with the collectors and in the industry and in the marketplace in a sense. How there are,
yeah,
as an
absolutely.
artist, we don't have to sell just a pipe. We can sell a pendant and a carb cap and back in the days when there was dishes and dabbers and shit. Like it was, you could sell a full set. It
Yeah,
was like selling silverware and a plate. It's pretty awesome.
yeah. It's people are blown away when I show them a set that I have from a couple other guys from 2011, and it has a dish and a little dabber, and they ask A, why I don't use it, and B, what is
Right.
it?
It's a mini ashtray.
Yeah, and that's what's even crazier is I've posted up pictures, and it's a punny dish. I'll go out there and say it only because I used it as an ashtray and posted it up, and a lot of people freaked out. And I think what they need to, what you got to realize is Fora can handle it.
Yeah.
And what do you think's worse for your dish? Some ash from your smoke or a titanium dabber?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, but I just keep all of that stuff on display, man.
Yeah, it's fun to have like a curio case or some kind of shelving setup.
I actually have quite a bit of it in some stores on display.
Okay.
I don't have much at my house. I don't. I actually anything I collect, I keep in Pelicans, and anything that's in my home is secure. That's I don't know. I don't feel like I need to display anything in my house. I've always felt that as an odd social thing. I collect for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
For
buy
sure.
I buy the things I like. I don't even post half the stuff I own.
Yeah, man. I can
But
completely
that's the
respect
fun
that
in
though.
collecting, though. That really is the fun. If you go over to someone's house and you're like, "Man, I didn't even know you had this. That's insane."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and I think too in like the ceremonial aspect of the using a glass piece or just smoking it in general, in a ceremonial sense to be able to pull it out and I mean you go back to like Half Baked and talking about all their names of their pieces and stuff and what they're bringing out, it's some funny shit,
Right.
but it's how it is, it's I mean, I remember,
Right.
when I first got into the scene myself before I even did glass, and it was like, we all had our stupid names for our pieces, and it's still to this day. It's just a thing. It's like naming your car, but it's like you got your pride and joy that you drive in, and you got your pride and joy that you have your ceremonial smoke with. So
For sure.
it's cool shit. So yeah, man. So from there on, I know you had mentioned before you had got into the retail side or having your own shops and stuff. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I actually worked for a shop up here in kind of not really North Florida, but it's kind of South Florida. Um, Had a great time there. We actually, when I took over the shop, I never owned it. I managed all 3 locations they had for quite a while, with help from great people. All the people I worked with were great. It was a really cool experience. When I started there, we didn't even sell butane,
Yeah.
so it's kind of cool to see how far even just smoke shops have come. The items they now sell as to where they don't, you don't go in and you don't see tapestries on the wall or, incense burning anymore. It's kind of changing, and a lot of them are turning into galleries,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. Yeah.
which is good to see. I also had a little time running a studio where a couple of my friends worked out of, right next door to the store, which is pretty cool. And that's always a unique experience too, as a collector, to basically see and kind of run a shop. So, you actually do know the raw material cost, and you do see the time that goes into it. You see when things, a lot of people don't know or don't want to know that things, break in the process of creation and are fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens all the time,
Yeah.
and especially back in the old days with with colors, that slime, the main demon. That one used to, where you'd have slime and black pieces sitting on the shelf that would just randomly check out 6 months after they were made
Yeah.
or explode or something. So colors coming a long way too. So I'm
Yeah, man.
really, as, as
Yeah.
a collector, it's cool to see it all.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because it's definitely this is another conversation we talked about in terms of a segment on a different episode, but I definitely want to talk about the colors because you get the hype going and stuff and certain colors, and it becomes the trend for that time period, and then it's really hard to get because you have not only collectors buying the glass but also smoke shop owners, and then the glass artists are left with like whatever's left if they can get it, unless they get it first. So it's
Right.
the market's really changing. Some for the good, some for the better, some for the worse. It's all up in the air. We're gonna find out really how it goes. But I definitely want to get into that topic down the road because I think it's important to have this dialogue. And that's why I want to bring you on to have like both sides of the fence here. I mean, I'm pretty opinionated with how I feel about shit, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I know you're the same way. And I think
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be killer. Just to have this kind of like two sides of the coin kind of conversation. Just pretty pumped.
of course. Well, they always say if there's 10 people in a room and 9 of them agree, the 10th is obligated to disagree, just to
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
just to figure stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's so true. So at what point in time did you guys start brainstorming this coming up project? I mean, I guess if anything, let's dive into it, dude. Like, so you want to give us some insights into the 1K show coming up?
Well, I believe it was during Art Basel. We were at a Boro Nights event. I was hanging out with my partner Earl Chamo. His name's Diego. He's a great guy. We were just talking, and just kind of like, it was a very intimate session. So out back you could kind of like overhear a lot of things. Um, I overheard a lot of complaints about things, not necessarily at that show or anything, but just in general, people from all over the country kind of getting together and opening up. It's kind of like being in a bar or something. But
Yeah, yeah.
and I literally had, I just, someone said something to me, and it gave me the idea, like, they're just like, oh man, I couldn't come here and get something, or I didn't even know what it was going to be until I got here. There was something that triggered me, and I just was like, man, what if literally there was everything was just the same price, it
Mm-hmm.
didn't matter. And then what it is coming in, and it's up to the artist at that point to basically, I mean, in my eyes, there's like 6 roads you could go down as an artist with this type of show.
Yeah, yeah.
You can try something completely new, go out of your realm. Um, if you're one of the, the higher named artists that might, get a little more money for your art, then it might be a chance to even reevaluate yourself and kind of like take yourself down a notch and say, all right, let me make something and sell it for $1,000. And I'll use the words of Banjo. I asked him a question, and basically he answered me like this. He said, hey, if my friend asked me, could I make him a little spoon? He needed a pipe and all he had was $50, or could I make him a Sherlock? All he had was $50. Like, would I do it? Of course I would,
Mm-hmm.
and that just like kind of like that mentality, so
Yeah, it's important.
The show is really kind of about giving back. So, as an artist, you can take it as a chance to try something new. You can take it as a chance to give back to the collectors that have supported you for years by maybe making a piece or a pendant or what, like that's the restriction. There's no restrictions as well. I'll get into that in a minute, but it's a chance for you to maybe make something that's worth more than $1,000 retail. And the customer finally has a chance to go and get it very fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's
smart.
there's no limits too. So the artists are literally able to make whatever they want. They're not limited to one piece. They have complete freedom. So
It's
that's
just
what
that
I said. There's lots.
but it's just gonna be priced at $1,000.
Exactly. It'll be priced. Everything will be priced exactly at $1,000. If if they wanted to, they could. I don't know. Like I told you, there's so many different roads, but a lot of people just seem to be trying to push the boundaries. Some are trying to see like how hard can I go for $1,000 retail. Some that don't get that kind of money ask the question, how do I get there? And those that get a lot more ask, what do I make to make it worth everyone's time? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for
they're
sure.
going to make something I'm not saying they're going to make something lesser. I'll give you a great example. Jimmy, good friend, Wicked Glass.
Yeah.
He is going to release a new version of his Krakens. He's not making anything less. He's actually going harder and trying new things. And, I don't want to expose too much, but he has told me I can say that he's going to release his new series of Krakens there. So, there's lots of roads you can go down. So,
yeah, man, Kelly. Yeah, it's a smart.
I think it's going to be a good idea, and for the collectors, it's equal opportunity. VIPs do get in early. There is only 50 VIP spots. They were all sold out. So, and if you look at the artist lineup, there's definitely going to be more than 50 entries. So,
yeah.
General admission is definitely going to have opportunity to purchase, and general admission is free. So everyone can come out and have a great time.
Yeah, man, that's badass. So, from the artist perspective, is there like a certain size space, like a allotted like 10 by 10 inches, or how are you going about? So like say Jimmy, for instance, he wants to release his new line of glass. He has one. Is he limited to just one piece for a sale for $1,000, or is he bringing like a case of those things and everyone else?
No, I think most artists are kind of capping it around probably 3.
Okay.
So we're going to be building out shelves and pedestals. We have a really, really nice gallery. We've got a DJ booth set up. It's going to be really nice. So we'll have music going. We're actually going to be taking pictures of all the submitted art that's in before the set date that we set with the artists in our agreement. And we're actually going to give away a print of the art with every purchase.
Nice.
So if you buy a piece, you're going to get a nice print of it too, high quality photo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's on us. And the artist is actually going to get one too. So the collector and the artist both are going to get the same thing. And they're going to be the only ones with that. So
yeah, man, that's too cool.
Just as a little added purchasing bonus. And the VIPs, I mean, I could go on and on. There's going to be so much for them, and the after party is going to be pretty cool. There's not too much I can say about that, but a lot of that information is going to be at the show. So
Right on. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So I know it's not like really evergreen material, but you want to give us the dates and the times and what have you for it?
yeah, absolutely. It is going to be February 11th. VIP is going to be at, I believe, 6 o'clock. Let me see. I'm just pulling it up just to make sure. I think we were given them a full hour. The show is from 7 to 9, and the VIP will be, or the after party will be at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm trying to just double check I apologize, my notes here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are doing 6 o'clock for the VIPs. Yes, 6 p.m. So VIPs are going to show up. It's going to be completely random. They're basically just going to show up, or they're going to get a number. Like, they're just going to randomly choose it, and we'll give them a wristband accordingly. And that way, no one has to sit in some crazy line or anything like that. And everyone will have equal time to purchase. And so will public entry. You know, we're not going to let VIP buy everything. So
Yeah.
we've got a lot of we've got a lot of things in place. So, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. Are you guys gonna limit like purchases per person? Like somebody just can't walk in there with $100,000 and buy everything, you know, kind of thing. So is it like...
For sure, yeah, we're not gonna let anyone buy out the show in VIP. We've limited the purchasing, but you know, everyone has an opportunity to get something, you know.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get something from the artist you wanted, there's so many talented people on this list that, like, you know, I was even amazed going through. You know, some of these guys are so talented. It's amazing. And some of their work goes for, you know, very little money. You know,
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of time and effort into it, yourself included, you know, and, you know, props to you on that. And a lot of these artists that are really putting it out there and still making the glass affordable for people. You know, that's kind of, again, what this show is about. So it kind of gives people a chance. So
yeah, it's funny.
Maybe try out a new artist.
Yeah, man, that's smart because I like the idea of like you're kind of balancing that out, you know, like you got, because like myself, you know, cause you're saying like myself, I could sell, like a lot of the shit that I make, I could sell for more than I do, but I want to make it affordable, you know.
Of course.
And I do sell high end shit. Don't get me wrong, but you know, the majority of what I sell is under $1,000, and I'm happy with that. And so are my guests, or my customers, you know. But I think it's cool that you're balancing out the act here in a sense. So you know, everybody has the fucking same deal, whether a guy makes $10,000 pieces or not. So it kind of evens out the playing field in a sense.
Right, and you know, and to make it clear, it's not really to mess up anyone's pricing or, you know, and I doubt a lot of these artists, any of them really, will probably make something they normally make for a lot more money and just sell it for $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really the challenge.
Yeah.
So everyone's asking me, what's this person going to bring? What's that person's going to bring? And honestly, like, you know, I'm just, the pieces are coming in, you know, daily, and it's really cool to see what people are doing. But, you know, I don't know. Everyone's doing something different, and I think that's going to be the fun of this show.
Yeah, I think so too. There's some huge diversity. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's we have a gallery that's big enough, so it's not going to be, you know, a sea of glass, and you're not going to be lost. It's going to be very clean and organized and very nice. Everyone's going to be able to easily purchase anything that they want, as long as they get there first.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah. So is there? Yeah, you guys have a website?
We will have one up, and I believe it's the 1kshow.com. We're going to have that up, and I think we're going to launch it the day of the show.
Okay.
We will have we're going to have some stuff going on there. I can't quite announce yet, but I would probably keep my eyes on that if you're not going to make it out to the show.
Okay, and is this show on Instagram, or is it just through your site or through your page?
Yeah, it's on my page right now, at JStacks, or you can go to @EarlChamo. It's CHAMO.
Yeah, I'll have it on the show notes.
I was going to say we're going to be doing a I believe we're going to be doing a live raffle on Instagram. We're just still trying to work out the technicalities, and I don't want anyone to hold me to that, but we're definitely working out something
Rad.
For the people that can't make it. So we're still trying to show love to everybody.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, you guys should definitely create an Instagram page for it. It may take you 2 seconds. And it's nice now with the way the things are set up where you can just switch your accounts back and forth real quickly now. Or before you had to log in, log out, it was a pain in the ass. So I've got like 3 Instagram accounts, so I can go through all of them and, you know, keep on top of my shit. And obviously, you know how it is, the promotional side. So, but we'll definitely get this out there, and I'll put some, I'll put all the information in the show notes and stuff, and then once the website's up as well, I'll link the website to your show page on the website as well.
For sure, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Yeah, man. So I'm definitely pumped to have you on, and like I said, you know, for those listening, it's going to be, you know, a continuous segment we're going to do. We're going to get into the perspective of the collector and get into everything from color talk to the smoke shops to buying from the artist. I mean, there's all kind of things, talking about laws and sciences, how to keep your glass clean. I mean, everything. So I'm definitely pumped, dude, to start this new this little journey with you on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it, man.
Hell yeah. So you got anything else you want to say, man, before we get out of here?
No, man, I appreciate everyone listening, and thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. So I hope you guys definitely go check out this show. It's going to be pretty fucking badass. Again, like, you know, it's just the level playing field in terms of value and price. And, you know, some pieces might go up in value, skyrocketing by a new artist you've never even heard of before. So I think it's pretty cool, man. You guys are doing this thing. So, yeah, big props to you guys. This episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show is brought to you by The Flow magazine. Since its inception, the focus of The Flow has been to provide a bond among members of the lampworking community. In every issue, you can enjoy great content with the hottest artists and cutting-edge techniques using the latest industry products. These features, along with the continuation of our Women in Glass edition, Glasscraft Emerging Artist Awards, inspiring gallery showcases, dynamic general interest articles, as well as health and safety information, make The Flow the leading international lampworking journal. For more information or to subscribe to The Flow, go to theflowmagazine.com. That's theflowmagazine.com.